terrible.
YouTube. Today we got Victor Wembanyama sent the NBA a warning. I know y'all seen the Olympics. Wemby teed up. He ain't win the gold, but you know, he was going against the Avengers. He dropped his best game against Team USA. We only lost by, I ain't gonna say we, I was going for Team USA. You know me. But I do like Wemby. Wemby's my favorite player. Y'all know this. I'm a Spurs fan. I stopped the NBA reactions for quite a while. But we back doing them. We not going to be doing a lot every day like I used to be doing. About like 2 to 3 every day. We going to be reacting to some Spurs games, the most important ones. We going to react to kind of like the important NBA games that y'all want me to react to. Some important NBA videos like this one. I like reacting to Wemby videos. Y'all seem to love them, so let's get into it.
I think the NBA should be slightly worried about Victor Wembanyama. Yeah, I know, obviously the NBA
Wemby,
should be worried about
climbing,
the 7'3" alien who averaged nearly more blocks per game in the second half of the season than the second and third leading shot blockers combined. A 7'3" alien who shot a higher percentage on pull-up three-pointers than Steph Curry, Trae Young, and Damian Lillard. But when I say they should be worried, I'm just telling you guys what Victor Wembanyama told all of us. I'm learning and I'm worried for the opponents in a couple of years. NBA fever everywhere. In case you've been living under a rock, just a week ago we saw France vs USA play to the gold medal match in the Olympics. A game in which France competed the entire way, only for their hearts to get ripped out by Stephen Curry. And that's what Wemby had to say following the game. This might be the moment we look back on in 10 years and realize it gave Wemby an extra level of motivation that we didn't need him to have. Because I told you as a rookie, he was already the most dominant defensive force in the NBA. As a rookie, he was already hitting pull-up threes at a percentage only rivaled by the best guards in the NBA. Now he also has a legitimate chip on his shoulder after losing the Olympic gold medal match in his home country to a team full of NBA players.
We actually got a superstar to use.
Things could get serious very
the Bears.
And there was one thing I left out when talking about France's loss to USA in the Olympics. It was the fact that Victor Wembanyama led the gold medal match in points. A match with some of the best players we've ever seen.
11 for 19.
20-year-old
26 points, 11 for 19. Very good efficiency. Good three-point shooting. He ain't have no blocks, bro. It's the Olympics.
Points. A match with some of the best players we've ever seen, and 20-year-old Victor Wembanyama put up 26 and 7. And he was so hard to guard in the first quarter of the game that it forced Steve Kerr to bench Joel Embiid. Because while everyone loves to mention the struggles Wemby has guarding bigger guys like Joel, which is true, it works both ways, as Embiid looked helpless trying to keep up with him on the perimeter. And this is probably a good place to start. Just how much of a matchup nightmare can Victor Wembanyama be for opposition bigs? And I'm not just talking about the tween hezzy pull-up jumpers that he hits. I'm more focused on his bigs.
Right now. You're telling me he's not a top 5 player in the NBA, or not? He's not top 5 yet. You're telling me he's not a top 10 player in the NBA?
Talking about the tween head and
or at least top 12
Wembanyama B for opposition bigs. And I'm not just talking about the tween hezzy pull-up jumpers that he hits.
Straight net. Embiid, all the centers, y'all lucky. Y'all got y'all good games. You scored 70 points. You lucky. You were supposed to do that last year. Do it to him as he's a rookie. Because next year, that's not flying. You're not putting up no 70. I give you about 30, 40. Obviously, you're going to score his points. You're a good player. You're going to get your 40, 35 points. But that 70-point shit, no way is going to be allowing that ever again.
I'm more focused on his ability to put the ball on the floor, using that combination of ball handling, length, and mobility to just float to the rim. That's what could make him unguardable for any 5 men in the league, and for him to really put the NBA on high alert.
Top 5 center matchups, he put up 30 points on all of them.
And we already saw some serious signs of it just this season, even against a guy like Nicholas Claxton. Look at Wemby with him isolated on the perimeter. He crosses one way, back the other way, and even though Claxton Claxton defends the move well, it's just those strides combined with the length, allowing him to turn a tough offensive possession into a layup. There's only one other player in the league that could turn this into a layup. His name is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
He blocked him.
So you can only imagine the things he does to centers, not as fluid as Claxton.
Victor again.
He already got his get back on Giannis. He blocked him.
Thank you for the timeout. Stop that.
Most people will focus on the ferocious dunk Wemby threw down on that play, but I'm more focused on just how quick that first step is, using Trey Jones as a smokescreen to throw off Richards before bursting down the lane and throwing it down.
Do not get in front of
when the
Wemby.
ball initially gets poked out, but that only helps him as he then has more space to attack a backtracking Kessler and watch the in and out dribble before throwing it down. He makes it look like it's a Nerf hoop, and continuing to improve his handle and ability to take centers off the dribble, like in these plays, is what I want to see Wemby continue to focus on, because it's one thing to have a handle as a 7-footer, but the potential for Vic as a driver is so high because you have to respect his jump shot, which gives him more opportunity to blow by you, and not only does he have a handle, but he's got legitimate speed and freakishly good mobility for someone his size. So he's able to attack angles at speed that you rarely ever see from big men. And in general, I want to see him nail the basics over the next year or two. I know it's fun to talk about the freakish highlights, the dunks, the blocks, the crossovers, the pull-up threes, and trust me, I understand, because that's what I want to see as well. And even on simple plays, Wemby can turn anything into a highlight play just because of how freakish he is athletically. Like, he had no reason to throw that down with that much force. But when you think about the best players in the world, the Jokic's, the Lukas, the Giannis's, what makes all of these guys so great is, in addition to the crazy highlight plays they make, they all have a consistent
that was a
form
crazy
rate.
ass
In addition
shot.
to the crazy highlight plays
He's shooting from Jupiter.
They all have a consistent form of offense. This is the next step for Victor Wembanyama. What will be his trademark form of offense? It's great to be able to do everything, but what shot is he going to when the team needs a bucket during a close playoff game? Now, based off the glimpses we saw in his
Wemby is clutch.
There's a very, very special big man from 50 years ago that he has a chance to try and emulate. I'm of course talking about Kareem and his sky hook.
Imagine
and whilst
Wemby
Wemby hasn't really shown
hook.
off a sky hook, he's shown off his own kind of version of that. Watch here as Wemby comes out and sets the screen for Vassell. He gets the ball in the pocket, and watch the one dribble spin and finish off the glass. I'm sorry, but how are you stopping that? All it took was one dribble and a spin move to get to what is almost like a layup, and he went to this a few times during the season. Like here against Clay, where it's actually really nice footwork to bake Clay to go one way before the spin back inside and the soft finish. It's almost like a combination of a finger roll and a hook shot, because his arms are reaching around so far that it's not even really a regular hook shot. It's somewhere in between a layup and a hook shot, which to me sounds like a ridiculously high efficiency shot if you can get to it consistently from just taking one or two dribbles and elevating. And just to prove this is the kind of shot and move that could work against any defender, how about on this play against the 4 times Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert, where he beats him baseline and puts that extra bit of elevation on the shot to avoid
baseline layups filthy.
Him. Just imagine the floor for Wemby's game.
Like, he's off balance. Look at this, bro. He's a rookie.
Imagine the.
Look how his feet are set up. He's not even angled right. All he does is just palm the ball and jump up in the air. You're not stopping him. That's literally what he's saying. I don't care how positioned I am. All I gotta do is just jump up. And all I gotta do is just jump up, but you guys can't get to the same height I can.
Wemby's game, if he has a reliable hook shot and continues to improve as a driver, because we already know he's getting 10 to 15 points a game off lobs and dunks off cuts. So you have an easy 20 points a game off baskets right near the rim, without mentioning the free throws, and then teams will have to account for his 3-point shooting, his mid-range game. Oh, and what makes Wemby such a great offensive prospect isn't just his scoring ability. In fact, the most underrated part of his entire game is his pass.
at least
he was
like
a little
2 threes a
turnover
game,
prone
that'd be
during
insane.
his rookie season.
That's 6
just
points alone on
incredibly
threes.
common for rookies, particularly
6 points
rookies
off
playing on
threes
poor
and about
teams
15
with very high
points off of dunks and
responsibility.
layups
But
and
despite
cuts.
that, it's not
It's
about
already
the
20.
fact he averages 4 assists per game. It's the passes he makes, which very few
And
other
Wemby's a good
centers
passer,
are
like
capable
Buddy's
of 4
saying.
assists per game.
He averages
It's
4
the
assists. I'm
passes he
expecting him to
makes,
average
which
like
very
maybe
few other
6 this
centers
year.
are capable of making. Just look at him here in
Wemby
transition.
sometimes
Get the
does
ball
make the
from
passes.
Trey,
Like
and it's
sometimes
that
they are
initial
easy. He
drive which
does like a little
collapses the
turnaround
defense
animation.
before disguising the pass perfectly. And Wemby will make
He
one
does like
or
a
two
fake
really
turnaround
great
animation to
bounce
make it look like a
passes
fake
or
pass.
touch
But
passes
Wemby has
a
good
game
passes like
that show
that.
the level of skill and
Nobody other
processing
than
he
Jokic
has,
are making
which I
those
think is
passes.
the biggest indicator of his
Wemby is
passing
an
being an
underrated
elite
passer.
skill.
Like,
Because
look.
it's one thing which I
Come
think
on,
is
look
the
at this, bro. You
biggest
telling me Wemby
indicator of
is
his
not an underrated
passing
passer?
being an elite.
The second best big man, nah, not second best, maybe 4th. He's behind Jokic, Sabonis, and I'll say he's probably behind Sengun and Bam, so he's probably the 5th.
Elite skill, because it's one thing to throw a nice
Not for long,
pass
though.
out of a double
Bam,
team,
he'll
or when you can
take you-
see the
he'll
play
pass you by the end of
unfolding,
this
but
year.
Wemby has those passing instincts
We
that you
just
see
need-
from the best passing bigs, like
Oh,
Jokic.
I've never seen
But Wemby
this.
has those passing instincts
That
that you
was
see from the
filthy.
best passing
He
bigs,
just dropped
like
it so
Jokic or
perfectly.
Şengün, making those decisions in a split second. Even when you look at some of the plays he made for France, playing alongside
I
Rudy
was gonna
Gobert,
say,
where
I
it was
wish we would've
Wemby
got
who was better at
Lauri
throwing an
Markkanen,
entry
but
pass
that's obviously
than
not
damn
gonna
near
happen,
every
so
guard on that team,
I think
and
we just gotta
every
just
guard he
hope-
played with in
hope
San
in the draft
Antonio.
next year.
And I was gonna say, if only he could pass to himself in the post, but I've
Facts.
got a feeling Chris Paul will do a pretty good job at that. Now, if you did make it all the way to the end of the video and want to see more content like this, consider subscribing. It's free. Dropping a like on the video would be much appreciated. Either way,
How we
most
feel about
importantly,
Keldon
have a
Johnson,
great
though,
day.
Spurs fans?
You left that little ass foot back.
How are we feeling about Keldon Johnson? How are we feeling about Keldon? I think he should have been traded for Lauri Markkanen. I do think we should have kept Keldon Johnson. Not Keldon. What's his name? Shooting guard. Who's our shooting guard? Devin Vassell. He's a staple. I think we should keep him and Jeremy Sochan. We should keep them. I think Tyus Jones or Trey Jones, he should have been traded and Lauri Markkanen plus Keldon Johnson plus Zach Collins. Don't know how they're still on the team, but you know, Greg Popovich, you're an old coach. You just believe in drafting players. Sorry, buddy. This is 2024, so it's not 2000s and the 90s, bro. We need to start signing free agents. We should have got Trae Young this year instead of next year. Like, I understand if we get Trae Young next year, that's still good, but I wish we would have got him this year. I feel like Wemby's ready to win now. He's not ready for another ass season. That's why hopefully we win at least like 35 games. 35. That'd be decent for Wemby. So yeah, some fun. But I can see Wemby, like I said, I see Wemby winning DPOY. I can see him almost winning MVP. I can see him in MVP races. And yeah, shit. I expect the Spurs to win a title in the next, I said like in the next 5 years, like 2027, 2028, we'll be there. Maybe 2026.